So, Post GP of IMOLA, here we go. Welcome in this Post GP, how are you guys? As always, we have our standing right here, should be, yes. Before we go, actually, let me present the sponsor of today's video, that is turboprintlabs.com, that produces this amazing 3D LED circuit. You find the link in the description. Go on turboprintlabs.com and get a 20% off using the code MINGE at the checkout. Without that being said, let's jump into the video. We are gonna start from the P20. Esteban Ocon retired DNF for the AS Formula 1 driver for some technical issues, as we saw that caused a virtual safety car. We have to understand why virtual safety car with Esteban Ocon and then safety car with Antonelli. I heard the video of an Italian YouTuber, and he was saying that is due to how close he was to the stewards, to the first access point that the car could go with. But yeah, just put safety car in both cases and you're fine with that, to be honest. What we can say about Esteban Ocon, the car isn't there, the car has problems, the Ferrari has problems, and so also the AS has problems. Nothing you could really do, just what we can say, he just did, he was doing what he could do, 6 out of 10, easy, but nothing really we can say more. Kimi Antonelli, P19, retired him as well for some technical issues, and he caused a safety car. What we can say about the Antonelli weekend, 4th home Grand Prix of his life in Formula 1, and it was very, very disappointing, to be honest. He should learn to feel more, to just feel better this pressure. He had a lot of pressure, obviously, in this weekend. All the guys are loving him. Lots of people around the world are loving him. Lots of pressure in front of his own fans. Not easy for him. He didn't perform well. P13 in quali, while his teammate was P4, P5. P4, and then in the race was ahead of Hamilton, but nothing really important, nothing really special from Antonelli. So not a good weekend, very, very disappointing weekend. The quali wasn't there, and then the race pace as well from the Mercedes in general wasn't there. For me, he's a 4.5 out of 10. Happens, but is not what he want to do. Gabriel Bortoleto, P18, slower than his teammate again, but he is still in his 4th year in Formula 1. The car, same thing with us. For Bortoleto, the car is not there as well. And yeah, nothing he could really do, but still behind his teammate, not ideal. 5 out of 10 for me. Oliver Berman, P17, obviously ahead of his teammate because his teammate retired, but not the best weekend, but very, very unlucky and very, very unacceptable what the FIA did to knock him out in Q1, I think it was, yeah. Very, very unlucky in that because he crossed the finish line and then it was the red flag. I don't know why FIA bring things like they were 20 minutes discussing about it, and at the end it was just wrong decision from the FIA in my opinion. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. But yeah, pretty lucky weekend from Oliver Berman. 6 out of 10. He did what he could do actually with this car. He almost went into Q2, so not really that bad. Franco Colapinto, a flop of this weekend, and one is pretty laughing behind him for sure, to be honest. Not the best weekend for him. He started pretty bad with that shunt in the quali, then in the race, some mistakes. He's not that far off from Pierre Gasly. He's like 2 seconds, 3 seconds off in the total race, but we had a safety car as well in the final laps. But yeah, not a very great weekend. 5 out of 10 for me for Franco Colapinto, that I'm sure he can deliver some very, very good performances in the next weekends. Just give him time and let's see how well he goes and how well he does in the next 4 races, and then we will see if he is actually better than Jack Doohan. P15 for Lance Stroll, very good qualifying for a very, very incredible strategy by the Aston Martin team. Medium tires in quali for both him and Fernando into Q3. P5 for Fernando, P8 in qualifying for Lance Stroll. He did his job. Very good. He missed out on the points for a pretty bad strategy by Aston Martin. A bit of a lucky as well with the safety car, virtual safety cars. For me, it's a 6 out of 10. 6.5 out of 10. He did his job. He did it good. Still behind his teammate. Okay. But he did the job. P14 for Liam Lawson. Anonymous. Very, very, very anonymous. He is being destroyed. He is being destroyed by his teammate Isaac Ajar. Oh my god. A lot. He paid off a lot in quali. And then in the race, yeah, he couldn't recover that much. For me, he's another flop. He's a 4.5 out of 10. Behind his teammate in his 4th season in Formula 1 for his teammate. Not the 1st season in Formula 1. Like, he's almost the 4th season in Formula 1 for Lawson as well. But he did some other races before, and he's being a bit destroyed right now by his teammate Isaac Ajar. P13, Pierre Gasly. Yeah, he did his job. He did a very good job in the quali. Then he was doing his job in the race as well. But he got maybe a bit unlucky. Maybe not the best move from him. With Charles Leclerc there at a Piratella. Not the best. He tried and resist to an attack of a Ferrari that was faster in that part of the race. Ferrari that had a pretty good pace, but we're gonna discuss about this obviously later on. Not the best there from Pierre. I expected him to back off maybe, but he was so much ahead. He lost the car, went into the gravel, obviously. Not Charles' fault. But yeah, that mistake cost him a bit of positions, and maybe also the points here in Imola. Not the best for me. 7 out of 10, by the way. Apart from that mistake, pretty solid weekend again. And I obviously, mate, that's a very, very important thing right now. The Alpine isn't there, in particular for the engine, because the chassis seems to not be that bad. Nico Hülkenberg, P12. They almost went into the points. They got a bit unlucky. The Kicksabber, in particular Nico Hülkenberg, with the safety cars, virtual safety cars, and etc. He was doing a very good job until that point. They almost got in the points. They almost went into the points, which is really good. Nico Hülkenberg did his job again. I know his teammate. For me, he's a 7 out of 10 for the Kicksabber driver. P11, Fernando Alonso. What a quality for that good strategy. Again, we said about the Aston Martin, but he did very, very good. He beat his teammate. Very nice job from him. P11, just a second of the P10. Not the best. It was the best he could do. Pretty unlucky with safety cars again. Strategy not the best from him. Not really his fault. So for me, it's a 7.5 out of 10. Very solid Alonso. And Aston Martin seems faster, particularly in the quali. And the upgrade, after 3 years of wrong upgrades, the upgrade seems to work. P10, Yuki Tsunoda. Unacceptable mistake in the qualifying. Big sound, luckily it's okay. It reminded me a bit the Barrichello crash back in 1994. But in general, okay, he did that mistake. He recovered well, finishing P10. So for me, it's a 6.5 out of 10. He recovered well. But not other mistakes, please, Yuki. Please, no other mistakes. I'm saying for you. P9, Isaac Ajar. And this is a top. This must be a top of this weekend. What a weekend. Again for Isaac Ajar. Again in the points. Wow. What a driver that he is showing us how good he is. Even in his 4th season in Formula 1. He deserves a lot. We are seeing how good he is. Very, very solid weekend. Destroying his teammate in his fourth part of the season. Wasn't destroying Yuki. He's destroying Liam. Very good Ajar. 8 out of 10 for me. Lovely job. P9. P8, Carlos Sainz. Pretty unlucky with a safety car. The Williams seems to be very good. Very, very good. Seems to be, yeah, the 5th fastest team. Or sometimes, as well, the 4th fastest team. So, wow. Very good car, the Williams. And in general, a very, very good weekend, very solid weekend by Carlos Sainz. A bit unlucky he was, I would say, with safety car, virtual safety car. Strategy maybe not the best as well. But yeah, he was ahead of his teammate, so he deserves as well to finish ahead. And I got, again, pretty lucky Albon he was. So for me, he is a top of this weekend as well. He is very, very good. For me, he's an 8 out of 10 for him as well. P7, George Russell. He was starting P4, did a pretty nice and good quality. And then in the race, Mercedes just didn't have the pace, to be honest. Nothing he could really do more than that. He tried an attack Piastri as well into turn 1. He got a bit brake checked, it seemed like. Yeah, not the best there. But yeah, he got lots of problems on the rear of the car. 6.5 out of 10. Because I don't know if it was really his fault or the car's fault. I think more the car's fault. But obviously, we're not sure. PS6, Charles Leclerc. Pretty lucky with the first virtual safety car in particular, and then also the other safety car. Pretty lucky in general this race, but it's Charles Leclerc, so it's normal that it's like that, fortunately. Yeah. The qualifying was that, but he was still ahead of his teammate. The car wasn't there. He did the maximum again. In the race, he was doing the miracle, mega undercut, mega strategy by the Ferrari there. And then unlucky with the virtual safety car, it could have been P4 pretty easily. And maybe try to fight for the podium. We don't know. Probably not, to be honest. But it could have been with a normal race P4 with that mega strategy. And yeah, he got pretty lucky with that. P6 at the end. But for me, he did a very good race. So for me, it's a 7.5 out of 10. P5, Alexander Albon. Wow, very good P5 for the Williams. The Williams again seems very fast. And Alex Albon did the maximum points here. Even if he was lower than his teammate, a bit slower than his teammate his weekend. So I gave an 8 to Sainz. I'll give Albon a 7.5 out of 10. He was lower than his teammate. He finished ahead, okay, but with a lot of luck with it, in particular with the first virtual safety car. Good strategy by the Williams to just let him stay out. He was P3. Then obviously Oscar and then also Lewis passed him. Also Leclerc passed him. But then he had to give the position back to not take a penalty. What I think about that crash between Albon and Leclerc, I don't know. It was a bit borderline. But from what we saw in Miami, in lots of tracks, Saudi Arabia, and etc. For this year's rules, Leclerc could have gone without a penalty. To be honest, but it was good. It was okay. I understand that Ferrari gave the position back because you only lose a position, so you lose only 2 points by giving the position back, and with a penalty you could have been like P9 most likely, because forcing a driver off track is 10 seconds time penalty, so you should have been like P12 with Hülkenberg, so you should have been out of the points. If that is gonna be 5 seconds penalty, you would have been P10. So it's okay to be P6 and not P5, rather than finish maybe P10 or also out of the points. P4, Lewis Hamilton, disappointing quali, not really his fault, but it's still off Leclerc, very off Leclerc in the quali, so that's not good. In the race was stuck for the whole 14th, even if it was faster, he was stuck for all the 14th behind Kimi Antonelli. Then he gave effort in the second part of the race actually, so very good. But again, he was lower than Leclerc. Leclerc finished behind for some unlucky, to be honest, not because he was lower than Hamilton. I would give him a 7.5 out of 10, same rank as Charles Leclerc, because he finished ahead, but not really. Maybe 7 out of 10 to be honest, because he was lower than Charles Leclerc. Better than the other races, but still a lot to work, to be honest, for Lewis. And he's still a 7-time world champion, so he should adapt a bit sooner to the car. Oscar Piastri, P3, good quality, pole position, but then in the race, turn 1 mistake, not ideal. Then the strategy wasn't ideal by the McLarens as well. Nothing he could do when Norris tried to attack him. He tried to resist a bit, but it was obviously on older tires, so not the best strategy by the McLarens, but not the best race management by Oscar Piastri. Very good quality, not the best race, 6.5 out of 10 for him. Yeah, this time he did some mistakes, but it's the first mistake, turn 1, is the first mistake he does in the last races, apart from Australia, he didn't do all those mistakes, to be honest. So very solid driver, he will understand, he will learn from his mistakes, I'm sure of that. very good. Like not the best weekend from Oscar, but he will be back very strong in Monaco. P2, Lando Norris, very messy quali, to be honest. Yeah, 3/10 off Piastri is a lot. As also Hamilton was 3/10 off Leclerc, that's why I gave him that rank. A very good race, to be honest, by like a good race by Lando. Yeah, he did his job. He passed his teammate as well. He did, yeah, a pretty good job, to be honest. So the race was good. The quality wasn't there. 7.5 out of 10 for him. Good race. We have to adjust a lot the quality and the pressure management for sure as well. Max Verstappen, 10 out of 10. Lovely jobly for Max Verstappen. P1 in the Red Bull. The Red Bull was faster than we expected in the race pace, but the overtake he did in turn 1, for me, only for that is a 10 out of 10 performance from Max Verstappen. He was so far behind that I said, fuck, Max started bad with the boring race with Oscar dominating. Verstappen did that crazy move around the outside. That overtake will be in the history books for sure, because he knows he's in these races that he has to maximize without having the best car. And then from Barcelona, maybe with those rule changes, maybe McLaren will be just a bit slower. I don't think a lot slower as someone thinks. I think will be a bit slower, so a bit closer all the pack, but not by that much. Like McLaren won't be the Ferrari that is right now. Will still be the fastest car in my opinion. But Red Bull was fast as well. The upgrades seemed to work for the Red Bull. They were faster than we expected in the race pace as well. Max Verstappen and very good management. Pretty lucky, I would say as well, with virtual safety cars. But what he could do, just not for this. Amazing. P1, and the championship is still there. He's still there. He's trying to keep in this championship alive. Amazing. And he's at top of this weekend as well, obviously. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Hope you like this video. Hope you like this graphic at least on the left, so you get a bit less annoyed, obviously, and you can see also the full result and what I'm talking about, obviously. One last thing, I don't like these Pirelli tires, maybe like the soft tires are just too bad. By the way, thanks so much for watching. Again, subscribe to the channel. Again, turboprintlabs.com for these amazing 3D light circuits. And as always, it's been a pleasure. Cheers!